Welcome to part 3. Now let's set up your payment processor. We're going to be using PayPal for this demonstration, but you can use other payment processors like ClickBank or 2Checkout.com and so on. If you don't already have a PayPal account, it's very easy to set one up. Just follow the on-screen instructions. You'll need to set up a business PayPal account to do this, but you are allowed to have a business and a personal PayPal account. So once you've logged into your PayPal account, click on this button here that says Tools, and that's going to open this window, and then you want to click here on this icon here that says Payment Buttons, and it opens up this window here. And you can learn all about payment buttons by clicking on this link, and it tells you all about how to do it. I'm just going to give you a quick run through. So click here on this button here that says Create a Button. If you haven't created a button before, it'll take you straight down to this page, Create PayPal Payment Button. If you have created a button before, it would take you to a list of your already created buttons, so you can access them and you can alter them or modify them. And then there's another link which you click on to take you to this particular page. Okay, it's actually very simple to create a button in PayPal. Let me just scroll down a bit. First of all, you choose your button type, and the type that we're going to have is a Buy Now button. So select that from the drop down menu. So we have Buy Now. Then you enter the item name, and let's call this List Building Excellence. And then you set the price and the currency. Even if you're not in the USA, unless you're aiming at a primarily local audience, it's best to set the prices in US dollars. The US dollar is, of course, the world's reserve currency and the currency of international commerce. So select USD from the drop-down menu, which is right down at the bottom. If you're in the USA watching this, your currency will automatically be selected as USD. And then you put in the price. And the price that we're going to have for the front end is $17. So 17.00. Now, because this is digital, we don't need to add postage or anything like that. But there are a couple of things that you need to do, and let's just go down to the bottom for that. Come here where it says Step 3 and click on that. Now, you want to change a couple of things here. You don't really want the customer to add special instructions in a message to you, so you want to click that on No, because it's a digital download. And of course you don't want the customer to be able to change the order quantities. You need the customer's postal address, even though this is going to be a digital product. Because of the new VAT requirements and reporting requirements that have come in for customers in the European Union, you now need to know exactly where in the world your customer is, and if they're in the EU, then you need to do the tax. So you do need to know where your customer is, so keep that button checked as yes. Now, you want to do two things here. First of all, take customers to this URL when they cancel their checkout. So you want to select that one, and you want to enter your main website URL, which in my case is List Building for You. listbuildingforyou.com. Then check this checkbox here, take customers to this URL when they finish their checkout. And what you want to do here is you want to take people to the upsell or one-time offer page, the OTO page. And so after they've purchased this product, before they actually get to download it, you're going to show them another offer, another higher priced offer that they might be interested in, and they can either opt to buy it or they can opt to go straight to the download page for the original product. So what we're going to do, let's just highlight this, and I'll copy that, Control and C, and then put this in here, Control and V, and then I'm going to take them to index2.html. So there we go. Now the next thing that you want to do is come down to where it says Create Button and click on that. Now it takes you to this page, but we don't want the website button here. You see here it says website, because this is going to put the PayPal button, the standard PayPal button, onto the website. But we already have a button on our website, we just need to make it active. So what you have to do is click here where it says email, and then select the code, and then copy this to your computer's clipboard. And then you want to open up the main sales page, index.html, in Notepad again. And you need to scroll down to where it says Insert Payment Link Below. And you're going to need to do a little bit of coding here, but don't worry, it is actually very simple. Okay, what you're going to need to do is to click here in between the two arrows between where it says Align Center and IMG space SRC. And you're going to need to put in a little bit of code. So you're going to need to do left arrow, A, space, href, equal sign, quotes. Then you need to paste in this email link that we've just generated, so Control and V. Then you need to click quotes again, and then click the right arrow. And then down here, in between the two arrows here before the slash and P, you want to do left arrow, slash A, and right arrow. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to copy this to the clipboard, because there are a couple of places here where you'll need to insert that. So let's do Control and C, and then we'll scroll down a bit, because there's another place here. There we go. And again, same thing here, just do Control and V and paste that in, but also be sure to do the left arrow, slash A, right arrow. Otherwise it'll make all of this an active link, and you don't want that. Okay, so we do File and Save. And if I open this up in my web browser and I scroll down there we go, to the buy button, you can see that it is now an active link, and if I click on it, it will take me through to PayPal. You can see the cursor changes to a little hand, and also down at the bottom here, again, this is now an active link. Okay, something else that we need to do, let's just go back to PayPal. Is we now want to create another button for the upsell. So click here where it says create similar button. And what this does is it takes you back to the create a PayPal payment button, but you can now save this as another button. So you don't have to enter all the information in twice. So we're going to call this List Building Excellence 2. And as far as the price is concerned, we're going to make this a bit more expensive. I'm going to make this $37. And there's a couple of things that I need to change in the third section at the bottom. Let's just scroll down there. Now again, we want to keep all of this the same, but the URL that we want customers to go to if they cancel their checkout is the download page for people who haven't bought the one-time offer. So it's listbuildingforyou.com, and then if I just paste this in, it's thank you buyers main product.html. And then when they've finished the checkout, if they've bought the upsell, of course they'll need to go to another page, and that is thank you dash Myers OTO.html. Now what that means is that once they've gone through, if they change their mind, then it'll take them to the main product download page. If they buy the upsell, it takes them down to the one-time offer page, or the one-time offer download page. So once that's done, click on Create Button, and again take the email link, select the code and copy it, Control and C, and we're all done with PayPal now. We can sign out if you wish. Now I need to open up index2.html in Notepad, and again if I scroll down a bit further, and you can see they've actually made it slightly easier for you here. They've got the href a link in here. There's just a hashtag, so highlight that and paste in this new link, and then if I scroll down a bit further, there's another one at the bottom here. There we go. Again, and then I can save. Okay, with all this done, now it's time to upload everything to your new website. Okay, I've got my domain set up, which is listbuildingforyou.com, and the name servers have been set, so the site is directing properly. So now I need to upload everything to this website. You can use the FTP system that comes included in cPanel if you have cPanel as part of your hosting, but that can be a bit slow and clunky, so I recommend that you use a third-party FTP software. And probably the best one that I know of is FileZilla, which you can find here at filezilla-project.org. And this is a free piece of software So you can go ahead and download that to your computer and use that to transfer the files up to your server. And this is what it looks like when it's all set up. You have the host and username and password, which you enter at the top, which, as you can see, I'm obscuring for security purposes. You've got all the information from the site that you have on your hard drive. All the stuff that you unzipped earlier and that we've been modifying is over here on the left, and then the information from the remote site is over here on the right. What we want to do is navigate down underneath here to public HTML and click on that. Yeah, public HTML. And then we want to upload the files. So what we're going to do is we're going to upload each of these a bit at a time, because that's the easiest way to do it. You can sort of try and upload everything in one go, but that does take a bit of a time to do. So we're going to select public HTML, and I'm going to select downloads, and then you can either right click and have upload, or what you can do is you can drag it across from one side to the other. Easiest I find is to do right click and upload, and click there. You can see in it set up the folder here, and you can see how many files there are to transfer. You've got the number of queued files and the amount of time that's remaining to upload it all, or upload each file, that is. And this is going to take a while now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video, and then I shall come back later when everything's uploaded and show you what the site looks like. Oh, by the way, if you're just going to transfer individual files, the procedure's the same. Right click and upload. And if you want to transfer a number of files, hold down the shift key and click, and then right click and upload, and you can see it's going straight across. Okay, and that's all done now, and you can see over here we've got all of the files uploaded, and we've got all of the folders uploaded. When you look inside here, you can see you've got the file contents as well. So let's go and have a look at the site. And there we go, you can see we now have the site all set up. Here's the main page with all the information. And you can click through, and if I look down here in the lower left hand corner, you can see it will click through to PayPal, so you can go ahead and start selling. Everything's all uploaded. You can also see, if we go here, go to Squeeze, you can see we've got the Squeeze page here, which you can start sending traffic to build your list. Now there are just a couple of other things that I want to show you, a couple of other little tweaks that you might want to take on board. Okay, I've logged into cPanel, and if you haven't used cPanel before, you'll find it's very easy to use. Not every hosting company comes with cPanel hosting, but the more popular ones like HostGator do. And if you haven't used cPanel before, you'll find that there's a lot of information. There's some video tutorials and everything that tells you how to use cPanel. So I'm not going to go into that now. Let's click here. But there's something that I was mentioning earlier, that you might want to set up a mail redirect for your support email. Basically, if you have to make your email address public, which you do have to do, you would have to leave it open for spammers to find, and that can cause problems. So what you can do is to set up a forwarder. Come here to Mail, click on Forwarders, and it says you have not configured any forwarders. So what we're going to do, click here on Add Forwarder, and the address to forward is going to be support at List Building For You, and then you need to forward it to whichever email address you're going to use. So let's say we're going to use admin at listbuildingforyou.com. Incidentally, I don't recommend, oops, helps when you spell it right. Incidentally, I don't recommend using anything like support or admin or anything like that for a real email address, because it does make it very easy to spam. So then you could add a forwarder like that, and we can go back, and if you want to set up the main email address, for example, let's go to the home there. You can set up an email account by clicking on Email Accounts, and then we can have admin at listbuildingforyou.com. Put in your password, and you can choose one of your own, or you can use the password generator. I'm just going to put in a very simple one, which they will tell me is very weak, but this isn't a real email address. I'm actually going to delete this right after I've made the video. So if you do try to email me at this email address, you won't get through. So if you do need to contact me, then please use the support email address that you were provided with earlier. And then we create an account, and there we go. Now that you've got everything set up, you want to test your site out to make sure that everything is working correctly. You want to test your squeeze page. Go to your squeeze page, enter your email address, make sure that all the emails are coming through properly, make sure that after the person who comes to your squeeze page signs up, they get directed through to your main sales page. Then you want to make test purchases. You want to make a test purchase of your main product. You want to make sure that once that sale has gone through, that the customer is redirected to your one-time offer page. And if they decline to buy the one-time offer page, you want to make sure that they can get through to the download page for the main product. If they buy the upsell, you want to make sure that after they've completed the purchase, they get directed through to the correct download page for both products. And you also want to test your email redirects to make sure that your support emails are getting through properly. And once you're satisfied that everything is working as it should, all you need to do then is start driving traffic to your squeeze page, building your list, and making sales. And I wish you every success.